of the ship, handling all the visuals and graphics.
World today. So I don't know how to act.
I know.
Uh-oh.
Uh, But
So yeah, so you have adult
that's
beverages, and then we go
obvious.
take it from there.
But see, what's going on today, tonight in particular?
Yes, they do.
So my schedule's off. Um, I don't know what to do with myself.
Messed up.
But I'm gonna do my best to get through this episode. And
Can I make a suggestion for you?
what's your suggestion?
Since you're not sure what to do, and drink some adult beverages.
Well, here's the thing, like, um, that was part of the plan. Um, yeah, that definitely adult beverages. But the thing about this is, do I want to be hype? We're
Yeah, you do. I know
we're
you
six
you
we're
want to be
six
hyped.
and five. Do I want to be
How
optimistic?
many did you win last year? How many did your team win last year?
I think
Okay,
two.
so I'd be pretty excited about that already. Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Got him together real quick. That was hilarious.
I see, yeah, and so I'm trying to allow myself to believe.
I don't know if I'd believe, but I'd at least be excited that you've improved.
I am.
So yeah, I mean it's a mixture of emotions right now,
It's the
but
longest introduction ever. Any
go
cool?
ahead and introduce the other guy. But I guess I took too long.
Yeah.
I had to Washington, Pennsylvania, making sure that your kids play kickball the right way, the polite way, the correct way. He is the one,
Oh,
the only, the money man, and Scotty D.
it's Turkey Week, baby. I love me some Turkey Week.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. And that means Cowboys is that day for all that stuff here in a little bit. But um, I love this time of year. I like this time of year. I like September up till now. And after this, I mean, football wise, it's fun because things get heated up. But I like Christmas and then go into that dark, dingy January, February time. But yeah, that's not as fun. But I feel like there's a big lull before March. Except the only nice thing, I'm done cutting grass for a little while.
Yep. You gotta make sure you use that bag, Scotty D. No, let me stop.
Not me, buddy. Not me.
Remember that big bone of contention? Use the bag. I'm not using no bag. You can kiss my. But anyways, with that
Yeah.
being said, all right, fellas. We talked it all we could talk in this intro or whatever. I'm happy to be here. I love doing this. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into it. The top of the order. Boy, I'm in your face too. Live. All right, let's get this thing started. Here it is, the top of the order.
Could be anything.
All right. We are at week 11,
12,
12, 11,
12.
12, 12? Okay, week 12. I was thinking about like when I'm working at the magazine company, I pretty much know the week there is for college football. The NFL is kind of like, I don't want to say I'm a little all over the place, but it was kind of like, oh, which week is this? 1 week less, 1 week more. But anyways, so this is, ladies and gentlemen, the Sports Bros time. All right, so we're going to do, each pick a game and turn it into a headline and talk about it very, very briefly. And do that. All right. With that being said, hey fellas, I'll go first. extra, read all about it up here in the Cleveland Plain Dealer, if you will. That's an actual paper, but that's not the headline. Perfect timing to end the streak. Why? Because Shador Sanders gets his first win as a Brown starter. Now, the last time this happened was back in 1995. So you got to think there's been a 30-year gap. About didn't happen, never happened. All right.
Eric
Sanders
Zier.
went 11 for 20. He threw for one touchdown and an interception. He had a 66 pass to Isaiah Bond, which was impressive because he was on the run. With that being said, the Browns defeat the Raiders 24-10. And the Raiders, boy, they couldn't catch 10 sacks. So yeah, perfect timing.
I
Yes.
didn't realize they had 10 sacks. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, they had 10 sacks. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell doing Ashton Genty. It's like they give him the ball.
Well, he evolved. They get rid of Chip Kelly, coordinator for the Raiders,
yeah,
and gave him more money than anybody's ever made it. That, and he didn't even get a whole season in. Yeah, he's bad. He's terrible, and he's proven before he's not a good NFL coach. He's a college guy. Back to college.
Sanders breaks the streak, and it's perfect timing to end the streak. Scotty D, what headline you got for us this week?
Well, I narrowed it down to 3, and I'll let you guys see if you can guess which one I chose. Okay, here's the 3 I came up with. I'll see if you knowing me like you do, if you can figure out which one I guessed. Shadorable, Sanders leads Browns to win in first career start. Ram tough, Stafford leads LA to romp over Bucks. Or how about them Cowboys? Which one do you think I chose?
I'm gonna be that guy. You went Ram tough.
No.
Nope, that's not correct.
Given the fact that we had a pre-production meeting, and 2 of those headlines are the ones that me and Eddie Koo provided for you.
Already written for me. So I chose letter C. How about them Cowboys? Because honestly, I haven't been this excited for a Cowboys win since they beat the Steelers last October, which amounted to nothing in the ultimate outlook of the season. Like this one may amount to nothing, but it was a heck of a win for the Cowboys, whose biggest bugaboo has been defense. And again, they were leaking oil pretty earlier in the game on Sunday. And somehow having the worst defense, the 31st, 32nd ranked defense in multiple categories, did not allow Philly to score from 11 minutes in the second quarter for the rest of the game. And despite Dak doing his, putting forth his best effort to throw the game away with interception in the end zone and another pick that got nullified by a penalty, Dak did lead the Cowboys to a win. And it actually puts the Cowboys in the hunt. They are actually in the hunt. City on Thursday. Then they have Detroit the following third. And I think if the Cowboys were to make the playoffs, they would need to win 4 of their last 5 games. That might be a tall order against some of these teams that they're showing up. But for now, for today, I gotta be happy that they can send. So that's my headline. How about them Cowboys? Be live, what you got?
So since you already sort of mentioned my headline by your clever
you want to use that one? I'll give that one to you. Ram tough. You like that? You can use that.
I don't understand how we've gotten along for
Ram tough. Stafford leads LA to romp over Bucks. That was one of the headlines. You could have wrote a different headline, but you can have that one if you want. It's whatever.
Go ahead, Bilal. Go ahead.
320 episodes. How in the world have we continued this?
Shadorable. That's a good one. I have to admit, that's a good one. Shadorable.
Oh boy. Wow. Of course, my headline is the L.A. Rams. Man, it it was it wasn't even close. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a good football program.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and LA said, you know what, you're not even on. There's levels to this, and you're nowhere near competitive against us. Yeah, on every single facet of the game. Matthew Stafford looking like an MVP.
Yeah,
Kyron Williams, I mean, he didn't even have to do that much because everything else was working. And their defense has been smash mouth. I mean, having Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams looks like he is a younger version of himself.
Looked good last night. Oh, did he?
Like literally unstoppable in the red zone. He's unguardable in the red zone. Devontae Adams is unguardable.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good, and I think we kind of forgot that the last couple of years because he had shaky quarterback play in the last few years.
Yeah.
That this is an extremely dangerous LA Rams team. This is a team that could easily win it all.
Ram tough. They are Ram tough.
Yeah, so I posed the question as far as the headline: who can stop the Rams? Because the Bucks,
No.
who they're like, anybody? Does anybody have an answer for them?
Well, if you're asking me if there's anyone that can stop them, I would still argue that it would be the Philadelphia Eagles, despite having a bad game against Dallas. That might have been the kind of game that's a wake up call. Because just a week ago, we were talking about how great, how dominant the Eagles defense was, having given up 16 points in the previous two games combined.
Mm-hmm.
This week, it got away from them a little bit. They made a couple. I mean, twice in that Sunday game, the Cowboys were on the 1 yard line and came away with no points. That's a credit to the Eagles defense. I'm not writing the Eagles off just because the Cowboys got them at home. I still think if there is a team to beat the Rams, that's who it is. I'm not buying Chicago. I'm not buying anybody else in the end. Maybe Detroit if they get their act together, but they still have yet to really tighten it up this season. But the Rams look like the overwhelming favorite. They really do.
Yeah, man. I'm thinking. I'm over like looking. I'm like, who? Okay, it's the Eagles. Like you said, it's got to be the Lions to get the act together, and then after that, it's pick 'em. It's a literal pick 'em. Like who's gonna do it? Who has what it takes to do it? Like yeah, So yeah, so that's.
And we one thing about the Lions, like the Lions should have lost against the
Oh, wow.
Giants. I'm going to say this: that should be a headline across the board. Take the points. I don't understand this. Over and over and over again, you let analytics talk you out of getting actual points.
Mm.
The Cowboys fought so hard to get back into the game and could have easily just given up the game because they did not take the points.
Yep.
That game should have been over. They came back. They should have already been up 24-21. But on the 1 yard line,
yeah.
I mean,
I think you have to take the points there too. I was yelling, let's kick it. Let's kick it.
Take the lead. You've been playing exceptionally well in the second half. Momentum is clearly on your side. Trust in what you've been doing in the second half. Take the points.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tack on to that too, though, B-Lab, in addition, because this is something I briefly touched on a while back, but I have seen this over and over again, and I didn't see it this Sunday, but I saw it, I think, twice last week. When you score a touchdown and kick the extra point, and the other team jumps off sides, you don't have to take that point off the board and then go for 2 because that never works. Never works. Keep the point. Keep the point. You've just earned a touchdown, an extra point. And what happens is I see it over and over again. You say, oh, now we're going to get a shorter crack at the 2-point conversion. And then you fail. And now you've taken a little bit of the momentum and the spice out of what you've just accomplished by going to the bench with 6 instead of 7. And so that's another chance, another opportunity, I say, where if you just take that point, that might be bigger later. Now you're chasing it if you don't get it.
Yeah, you got to quit being greedy. Like if it's easy points, get them easy points and let them fight another day.
That's one of those analytic things. I think it has to be right. Be live. I mean, why else?
Here's what I've seen over the course is that high risk, high reward, et cetera, et cetera. Teams have to change their strategy based on the points that are on the board. Yes, I get that. Yes, you don't want to see some of these high-powered offenses with the ball in their hand, period, at the end of the day, with being the last team on the field. But come on.
Yeah.
A 3-point lead there's literally, at this point in time, with the way kickers are kicking the ball, that's a 50-yard difference.
Yeah.
Between a 3-point lead and a 4-point lead, or in some of these instances, a 3-point and a 6-point lead. That's a 50-yard difference. If you have the opportunity, granted, yes, you don't want to give up the touchdown at the end of the day, but the Lions lose that game if the Giants kick the field goal and go up by 6. Because guess what? The Lions kicked a 59-yard field goal to tie the game and to go into overtime. If the Giants kick the field goal and go up by 6, that's an additional 49 yards that the Lions have to cover in a matter of seconds.
Right, yeah.
It's like, I don't know how the analytics are not, like, I just formulated that in my head. Like, that wasn't something I put on notes. I just thought
that was amazing. That was amazing.
But I'm just saying, like,
very.
That's the difference.
Yeah,
that is a 50-yard difference in a matter of seconds. If you just get the points at like, so I don't know. I'd
like to congratulate the Giants too, by the way, because as I look at the standings on ESPN, they're the first team to get a little E next to their name.
And the E doesn't stand for explicit. It stands for eliminated.
Even the Tennessee Titans at 1-10 are mathematically still alive for the playoffs, but the Giants are already out.
I want to go back and look and see how. I guess they still have a chance at the division.
I don't.
No, they don't. How?
They don't have the E.
I guess they still have a chance at the wild card.
I guess they could win out.
and everybody else.
Yeah. And now the other team.
Well, I know one of my my four fantasy football teams. I'm 2-9, but I'm going to go 3-9 this week. And somebody just sent me a monster trade. They want to give me Bryce Young and Roma Dunze. In return, I'll give them a 2026 first-round draft pick. Intriguing. Some good old
something to think about. Something to think about.
Yeah, some good old dynasty league stuff there.
Yeah, in 25 years of me playing fantasy football, I have never traded a draft pick. So,
yeah.
I might need to get in one of them leagues then. But
we might convert our league to that next year. I'm just saying, might convert it to our league next year. All right. With that being said, fellas, you know how we do it. We talk about a headline, and then we talk about the most intriguing game for next week. All right. And fellas, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. These same Carolina Panthers versus the LA Rams. We have the Rams at home. They come to Charlotte. We play pretty good at home. According to Rob Gronkowski, we're inconsistent, but we win, and we win ugly. We win pretty. Be it ugly, be it pretty, be it by 45 points, be it by .5 points, we always get the win. It's going to be a very entertaining game, man. You got Ted McMillan and Xavier Legette versus the Ram wide receiver duo of Devontae Adams and Puka Nakua. It'll be very interesting. So next week, that's what I'm looking forward to. Panthers, Rams, 1 o'clock after Thanksgiving. What say you, fellas?
Scotty, I already know your answer.
It has to be Cowboys Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day.
Jesus. I mean,
It's a quite possibly an elimination game. Neither of these teams can afford a loss at this stage. Both of them clinging to playoff lives. Kansas City, and we'll talk about this more in a few minutes here, but Kansas City is they're 6-5, I think, and the Cowboys are 5-1. So I still think advantage Kansas City. I still think they're the better of the two teams, but that's a big one for both teams. What you got, B-Live?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is actually a thing. Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears versus the Eagles. Both of them sit at 8-3. The Chicago Bears. Is this real life? There's definitely two teams for sure that are hoping and betting on the Philadelphia Eagles, even though the Eagles have gone roughshod through the NFC North. And now the Packers and the Lions, who also play each other the previous day.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the 1 o'clock Thanksgiving game. That's an interesting matchup.
They're like Chicago Bears 8-3, Green Bay Packers 7-3-1, Detroit Lions 7-4. Huge implications. That's the difference between, and the thing about it is with the Bears and the Eagles, both of them sitting at 8-3, you're literally looking at the difference between the 2 seed and all the way down probably the 6 seed in the playoff picture. Chicago Bears could win that game and end up being a whole game and a half up in their division, or they could lose that game and be like not leading the division anymore. This is going that I'm going to be watching football on Friday.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll be watching football on Friday with my bro, because I will be in North Myrtle for that weekend. Eddie Cool, you gonna be there?
No, I'm not coming down this year.
Man, that mean, you know what? I understand it. I understand.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to go down this year, but I'll make up for it. Hopefully, I'll make up for it. So I ain't gonna lie to you, it snuck up on me. I was like, oh, it kind of.
Yeah, it is. It's a couple days.
They moved it this year.
Yeah, they moved it from Monday to Thursday. Heard, got you. All right, that does it for the NFL weekend review and preview.
That was a shadorable segment, guys. That was shadorable.
Very much so. You know what? Let's go ahead and hop right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, cookers of turkey, giblet gravies, green beans, and raisinless cornbread. And raisinless potato salad. This is the B-Live top 5.
Do you guys eat potato salad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Potato salad is literally how I judge Southern restaurants. If you have a good potato salad, I'm there for it.
There's no such thing.
It's all right. It's okay. Pennsylvania boy. Yeah, you don't understand.
As long as they don't put the raisins in it, we good to go.
Let's hear it. So see, when it comes to my top 5, or I've been doing it the past couple weeks, the top 5 playoff edition with the top 12 teams. And then I couple that with the B-Live not top 5. I decided to do something different this week because this is the best way I can illustrate how my top 5 and not top 5 work.
Mhm.
As opposed to talking about the 12 teams that I have in and the 5 teams that are overrated, how about I talk about the 5 teams that are going to be on the outside looking in
Okay.
when it comes to the college football playoff?
Sure.
Be- because I think that's the biggest debate right now is the teams that should or shouldn't make it in. So therefore, that's how I'm going to go with it. And I'm going to start off, and this is going to go in ranks of the out. What's the best way to put it?
Missing the cut.
Mm-hmm.
Missing the cut more, and the top. The first one is going to be the one that's the closest to it.
Mm-hmm.
But number 5, the Utah Utes.
Utes.
Because here's the thing.
What is a Ute?
Now, don't ask me that. Don't ask me that. Don't do that.
My cousin Vinny quote. Anyway, go ahead.
No,
What is
never.
a grit?
But check this out. I feel like the Big 12 has been on the other side of some disrespect this year. I think they're worthy of 2 teams at least in a college football playoff. But the committee themselves, they don't even have 2 teams in. They only have 1 team from the Big 12 making it in. So Utah being 10-2 with respectable losses are not even considered. And so it just sucks for them. They're probably gonna end up 10-2, but they're not gonna make the conference championship. And they're just gonna be sitting here like this is probably one of the best seasons we could put together and won't even be in consideration for the 12 teams to make it into the playoff. But yeah, at best, the Big 12 gets 2 teams in, and still Utah will be on the outside looking in. Number 4. This one I don't understand with the committee. Miami. Miami right now currently is the top ranked ACC team in the college football playoff committee rankings. And they have like the least chance of even making the ACC championship.
Mm-hmm.
It's either going to be a lot of things have to happen for Miami to make it in. Now, once they did happen, Pitt did beat Georgia Tech, and so Georgia Tech's pretty much out of it. That helps Miami, but Pitt has to lose again. Virginia has to lose to Virginia Tech. SMU has to lose again, and some other things. It's just, but the committee has Miami as the best team in the ACC. Somehow, some way, make any of this make sense. Miami will not make it in as an at-large bid. It's not happening. It's mathematically impossible. So it just doesn't make any sense for the committee to have them ranked higher than all the other ACC teams. It just sets up the ACC for disaster. Miami,
ACC might get shut out altogether.
that is still a possibility with the way things are sort of trending.
Hard to believe a conference that has Pitt in it would be shut out.
Yeah. Terrible
Hard to believe.
situation. It's a terrible situation. Number 3, Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt has put together their best season
Nobody wants to watch Vanderbilt.
ever. I want to watch Vanderbilt.
No, you don't. Nobody wants to see Vanderbilt play.
With Diego Pavia, I don't know, Scotty.
Nobody wants to watch.
Want to watch Vanderbilt.
All right.
I feel like just for the sheer situation that they've always been the bottom dwellers of the SEC.
People's homecoming.
Yeah. And that's going to continue.
Vanderbilt is most likely going to be 10-2 and be just on the outside looking in because
so's James Madison. I don't want to watch them play either.
There are 5 teams ranked higher than Vanderbilt in the college football playoff committee and also on my own rankings as well. And Scotty D, I'm gonna need you to stay out of my notes. Because number 2,
Ram tough.
Jam you, James Madison.
The Dukes.
Only one group of 5 team makes it in. My pick is still North Texas. I don't understand why the committee wants to put a 2-loss Tulane ahead of 1-loss JMU, 1-loss North Texas. My pick is North Texas. The reason why is I look at the resume of JMU and North Texas. Both of them have a common opponent, which is Washington State, a technically Power 4 opponent. I mean, there's in the Pac-2.
Nobody wants to watch them either. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
North Texas beat Washington State 59-10. James Madison only beat them 24-20. I think North Texas should make it in. James Madison, again, probably 11-1, 12-1, and will not make it into the playoffs. Again. And number 1, and this is my contention point, because this is where I'm completely against the College Football Playoff Committee. And that's Notre Dame. Notre Dame should not be in the playoff. They're literally only in the playoff by name and name alone. Who've they beaten?
Pitt.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that they're going to get left out and they should?
I'm saying that Notre Dame should be left out according to my rankings.
Okay.
The playoff
all
committee.
These 5 you're saying should be left out.
Yes.
Even Notre Dame.
Yes.
All right.
Notre Dame should be on the outside looking in. And here's
touchdown Jesus.
Here's why. Miami beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame and Miami have the same record. And somehow the playoff committee says that Notre Dame is a better team. Why? How did we get to the point where head-to-head matchups don't matter anymore?
Well, they don't, because Pitt beat Georgia Tech on Saturday, and they're ranked behind them in the AP poll. So I don't know how that works either.
With the same record?
And the coaches poll. Yeah, with the same record.
It's like I don't get any of it anymore. Like in every other competitive sport, head-to-head is the first tiebreaker.
Yeah.
But in college football, it sometimes if they feel like it, throw it completely out.
Yep.
And now what's going to happen is that whoever loses the Big 12 championship game, playing that 13th game that Notre Dame doesn't have to play, they're not going to make the playoffs in favor of Notre Dame. And that's a travesty. Notre Dame join a conference. That's period.
They're not going to join no conference, man. They got that doggone they got that NBC money.
NBC deal.
They got that deal. And conference for what?
And the college football playoff is going to reward them for not being in a conference, and they're going to punish the loser of the Big 12 championship game.
That's crap. It's crap, Eli.
Look, you know,
revolt.
Yeah, you know what Notre Dame gonna do? They're gonna get in there, say hey, and get biggity bounce up out of there. I mean, what else is there?
Well, they made it to the championship last year.
Yeah, but that was last year. No, I'm stopping.
And last year was just weird to start with. Like, if it was a 14 playoff, neither Ohio State nor Notre Dame would have made it. But now they let 12 teams in, and they decided to be better at the right time.
Isn't this all just nonsense anyway until Ohio State repeats?
They're going to lose to Michigan again this year.
No, they're not.
I don't think so either, but it just sounds.
It did sound good.
Try.
Yeah. All right. And that does it for the Be Live Top 5, aka the outside looking in or the inside looking out. But looking at my watch, fellas, guess what time it is?
Time for another Be Live list.
Nope, that's next week. Oh, I'm glad you asked. It's time once again for our favorite portion of the show, the choices of the voices.
Oh, Button.
Yes, and with that being said, hey, old Button, hit it. Stick stay. Don't you dare go away. The SportsBros podcast and choices of the voices coming at you after this.
Shadorable.
Wow.
Perfect timing.
Miss
for
Button.
introducing our favorite portion of to us since of the wonderful and episode of Miss Button. Please do that. Please do that. Please do that. Last time we went home, I was like, hey, there's Button. And I told her a big thank you, left her a nice tip, and yeah, show some love to Miss Button. All right. All right. Time once again for your favorite segment, the choices of the voices, where we ask you the question, y'all give us an answer, and we talk about it right here on the SportsBros podcast. Scotty D, what's on tickety tap for this week's choices of the voices?
All right, we teased it a couple times earlier about getting more into this Chiefs thing, and we asked last week, will Kansas City right the ship and make the playoffs? If so, how do you think that's going to happen? We are going to talk about what is going on with Kansas City, Eddie Cool. What did the people say?
All right, so Matty Ice, Martin Tracy said, I would never count out Mahomes and Andy Reid. I think they can win 5 of the next 7 games. They would have a 10-win season. He says the AFC is a little bit of mediocrity this season, and that's what most likely gets them in the playoffs. He says also says they have 3 cupcake games left. So his opinion, it comes down to winning 2 of the 4 games between the Colts, the Chargers, and the Texans and Denver. He think all those games are in Kansas City. He says so. He think the chances are very good. So
here's what the Chiefs have left. They're at the Cowboys, as we mentioned, on Thanksgiving. Then they get the Texans and Chargers at home. Couple challenging games, and at the Titans. Then they get the Broncos at home, and then finish at the Raiders. So there are a couple cupcakes in there. That's what they have left. 6 games remaining.
Yeah, Tennessee could be a trap game though. I'm just saying. You know.
They don't have the E next to their name yet.
No, they don't.
Here's the thing that somehow the football gods have leaned into Kansas City's favor. Their toughest matchups are all at home.
Mm-hmm.
Colts, and after what we saw from the Texans, you really actually Davis Mills is don't sleep on the Texans right now. The Chargers and the Broncos all have to go to Kansas City. That's
their 3 road games are Titans, Raiders, Cowboys. So you're right. Their toughest 3 are all on their own turf.
We'll see. We'll see.
We shall see. All right. Ed Martin. What's up, Ed Martin? He said, well, they meet up with the Indianapolis Colts today, and that could decide their fate. And then Martin Tracy said it's an important game. I think they can win at home today if they slow down the running game. And the Colts won. The Chiefs won that game. So that's one they got out of the way there. Our Hall of Famer, Uncle Max, what's going on, partner? Hope all is well with you. He says if they could beat the Colts, which they did, then they have a chance.
Yeah, there was a lot of stock put into that game, and the Chiefs were able to pull that out and get themselves back to over 500 with that remaining schedule that we just talked about.
Yeah, some say that's damn near a must-win situation. The best name in the game, JoJo Comfort says, I give them a 40-60 shot at making the playoffs this year. It kind of feels like their loss in last year's Super Bowl took the wind out their sails. With that being said, if they do make the playoffs, they'll be a dangerous team and not a lot of other teams will want to face. Very true. I agree. All right. Trey Dizzle, he says, not after they lose to the vaunted Dallas defense on Thanksgiving.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, boy, here we go. It wasn't a Dak joke this time, but it's all good, though. Barry Rush, he says, hopefully not. Yeah, so I think Barry Rush might be suffering from an undiagnosed case of
Casey fatigue.
Yeah, KC fatigue, if you will. KC fatigue. And fellas, I think that's all we got for this week's Choices of the Voices here.
Yeah, I again put it out a little bit late, but
it's all good. We got some responses. So once again, shout out to everybody for their participation in this week's Choices of the Voices. With that being said, Scotty D, do they make it or do they not?
I am going to say yes. They are 6-5. And let's see, ahead of them. So the top 7 are getting in. Ahead of them is Houston, who also is 6-5, and we just mentioned they play them at Kansas City. Also ahead of them are the Steelers, who are going in the wrong direction in a hurry. So if they leapfrog those two teams, that puts them at the 8th spot. That means they need to somehow find a way in ahead of either Jacksonville, the Chargers, or Bills. And all those teams have been great, and all of them have been shaky this year. They're bound to be another loss or two. So if Kansas City can get to 11 wins, which I think they can, I think they get in. And with the, like B-Lab mentioned, their tough games are at home. They could win. They could win all 3 of those. And they have at Titans, at Raiders. Those also winnable. Which brings us back to the point we made earlier. This game against the Cowboys this week. The Cowboys are playing their best football of the year right now at home. Kansas City on the road on a short week. This could be the biggest test for Kansas City right now of those remaining games. Now it's easy to say it now because we don't know. Like you said, the Texans are playing, but the Texans still are playing with a backup quarterback, or maybe Stroud comes back and he's rusty at that point. And the Chargers have already beaten Kansas City opening night in Brazil. There's some incentive there for some get back. And the Broncos have already beaten the Chiefs. So again, a home game against the Broncos, there's a chance. There's some chance. And by that time, if the Chiefs are rolling, they'll be going into that game with a head of steam. So I think the Kansas City Chiefs make it. Steelers are going to be out. I know that much. Be live? Yes or no? Chiefs in the playoffs.
Scotty D, so you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. And by the way, there's no danger behind them.
No, yeah,
they're not going to get caught from behind. There's not a team behind them that's going to leapfrog because behind them is Miami, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. They're not getting caught from behind. So they can only look forward and leapfrog. What you got, B-Lev?
Let's start with my normal. If the season ended today,
they're out.
They're out. So they have to make moves. And here's the biggest obstacle that they have to come across. The teams that are ahead of them in the wild card race, the Buffalo Bills, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Los Angeles Chargers. Those are the teams that are in right now if the season ended today. All 3 of those teams have already beaten the Kansas City Chiefs. So in essence, the Chiefs are 2 games behind all 3 of those teams. Because if they were to tie those 3...
The playoff committee might vote them in.
Oh, I almost cussed for real.
That doesn't happen in the pros, does it?
Oh, yes. Right. Exactly. Oh, boy. Scotty, do you know how to push my buttons? This time in the right direction because head-to-head matters. The Kansas City Chiefs are essentially 2 games behind all 3 of those teams. Now, here's the thing. That's why their second matchup with the Chargers could be everything because they have to win that game. They cannot lose to the Chargers. If they lose to the Chargers, they're out, barring epic collapses from the other teams. If they lose to the Chargers, the Chiefs will not make it. If they beat the Chargers, they still need other teams' help. And so I'm going to say this in a space where nobody else is brave enough to do so. I don't think they do it. I think it's too tall of a task. I think because if I'm not mistaken, the Bills still get to play the Dolphins and the Jets again.
Yeah.
The Jaguars, now again, the Texas Jaguars, that still could be a fight. And I'm pretty sure they like.
Are you interested to hear who the Chargers have left on their schedule?
Yeah, who they got left? Who they got left?
Well, they get the Raiders next week, so there's another log on the fire, you would think, for the Chargers. After that, they get the Eagles. That's a home game, but they play the Eagles. And then at Kansas City, at Dallas in back-to-back weeks, Texans at home, at Broncos. So no cakewalk for the Chargers as they close out their season. They have actually pretty tough schedule after this Raiders game. They have a little bit of a gauntlet here.
So I mean, and that's where you really start to try to break things down and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like it's pretty much, I'm still with the fact that the Chiefs cannot go 2 games below the Chargers and not have that tiebreaker. They have to. The Chargers they need to circle that on the calendar. Also, they need to take every game at a time. I think the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs have to win out. I think they have to win out to make it, and that's a tall task because they need help from other teams in order for the Chiefs to make it in.
Yeah.
They don't get the Bills anymore.
They already
the
missed that chance. Yeah.
That chance is gone. They don't get the Jaguars anymore. That chance is gone.
I think they can lose one more.
But
again, that would get them at 11-6, which is kind of what I was saying. I think 11 wins gets them in. But there's no margin of error, though. This is basically the playoffs for the Chiefs right now.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the part I wouldn't have thought. There's no margin for error. They've got to win. And like I said, they absolutely have to beat the Chargers to the second go round.
Oh boy, that leaves me after listening to both arguments. Well, I won't say arguments, but both schools of thoughts. I'm on the side of if they lose one game, they'll be fine. But they might need some help depending on who they lose to and how the other teams fare as well too. I just learned at this point in time, you just can't count out. You can't count them out. You can't count them out. They, don't let this record fool you. I mean, yes, it's definitely a down year in Kansas City, but I think they make it. It's going to be close, real close.
It could come down to that very last game of the season.
I'm talking about last game of the season. Everything on the line. Win or go home. What you gonna do? So I think the Chiefs make it to the playoffs, but it's gonna be close as hell for the first time in a very long time. All right. With that being said, that about does it for another edition of Choice of the Voices. But before we go, Scotty D, what's on tap for next week, sir?
In the spirit of Thanksgiving, I'm just going to ask you opinion. Do you like the tradition of the Lions 1 o'clock, Cowboys 4:30, and the alternate night game for Thanksgiving, or would you prefer seeing different teams across the board every year? It's really always Lions early, Cowboys afternoon, rotating in the evening. Do you like that, or would you rather see an altogether different scrambled up lineup each and every Thanksgiving? And that'll give us something to talk about next week in our first post-Thanksgiving edition of the Sports Bros podcast.
I got to find me some turkey and some dressing. Pepper grinder. Coming up next, we got a round of pepper.
Okay, boys, let's bring it home with a round of pepper.
All right. Well, you heard the woman. It's time for us to go home and get what I call the hell up out of here. But before we go, a round of pepper. Man, y'all know how we do it. 3 topics, rapid fire style, kind of sort of not really, here to enlighten, engage, educate, and entertain. The 4 E's in no particular order. All right. With that being said, I'll go first. Now, fellas, I did mention this last week in a Pepper Point. Going to talk about some more Grey Cup action, all right? So on this day in history, back in 1951, the CFL Grey Cup played in Varsity Stadium in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The OG Ottawa Rough Riders claimed their 4th championship with a 21-14 win over the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. So it's a battle of the Rough Riders. The only difference is one's in Ottawa, the other's in Saskatchewan. And the spelling of the Rough Riders, Ottawa spells theirs, rough space riders. In Saskatchewan, all one word, Rough Riders, just like that. So, Grey Cup action round this time of the year. That's when you know Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Over to you, Scotty D.
Didn't that team have that song, Stop, Drop, Show It Up, Shot, something like that? Oh. Rough Riders, right? Yeah. I think They were the ones that made that song, right?
Uh,
The Canadian football team had a song like the Super Bowl Shuffle. No, that was theirs. So I've seen some people trolling online over the last day and a half or so, not last day or so, because B-Live, you mentioned we had a overtime game between the Lions and the Giants, the G-Men, and out for the coin toss came Russell Wilson wearing his helmet. Russell Wilson was the opening day starter for the Giants, and now he's relegated to heads or tails duty when it comes to overtime. But the funny part is he strapped up and went out with no chance to play. I think Jared Goff just showed up in a ball cap for the coin toss, and people are just laying into Russell Wilson, saying this is like the most Russell Wilson thing ever for him to put on his helmet and go out for the coin toss. And I say the joke's on you because he is making $10.5 million this season to go out and call a coin toss and not get hurt. So there, Russell Wilson, weirdo, rich weirdo. B-Live, over to you.
for the flicker coin, 10.5 million. Oh
Yeah.
man, gee.
And by the way, he won the coin toss. He called tails and they won the coin toss.
And still lost
And lost the game. Yeah.
We're going to get the ball and we're going to score. Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
Hasselbeck.
Yeah.
Well, I bring to you good news with my first pepper point. Because we think very highly of the fellas with inside the NBA, Kenny, Shaq, Ernie, and Chuck.
Ernie.
And when they moved over to ESPN, and I think we unanimously. Yeah, that oh boy. I'm not gonna get a job now because I can't say unanimously on the air. Wow.
You need a nap.
Yeah. With that being said, we all were in agreement that we wanted one person to not touch their program ever. Come to find out, that was already in the talks when he got his extension, that Stephen A. Smith would not be as involved with other programs on ESPN, including NBA Countdown and Inside the NBA. And it has now been documented that Stephen A. will focus more on First Take and other ventures, and the NBA is mainly safe from the grasp of Stephen A. Smith. Thank God. Eddie Cool. The ball.
Yeah, he's got to take care of his stuff and still fighting Jason Whitlock after all these years.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Yeah. All right, anyway, so guess what happened today, fellas, in the state of Ohio? The state of Ohio said...
Shedeur Sanders got named starting quarterback for next week.
That, too.
That is a thing.
That is a thing. But the OHSAA, which is the governing body of all high school sports here in the state of Ohio, they say, you know what? According to their website, beginning in November 2025, the OSHAA member schools approved a measure allowing student athletes to enter into agreements and receive compensation for the use of their name, their image, and their likeness. This includes payments for appearances, licensing, social media content, endorsements, and other forms of personal branding linked to their public recognition. All right. This NIL provision is one of 11 bylaws governing student eligibility. Under bylaw 4-1-1, every student must continue to meet all requirements of bylaw 4 to remain eligible for interscholastic. See, that one got me too, B-Live. You see me slip. Interscholastic athletics. Notably, these rules still do not permit students to be paid to play the sport in which they compete as amateurs.
On it goes.
Yep. The NIL era is here. And local businesses or businesses in general, I hope you got some bread. So, yeah, starting right now, they're probably out there scouring for deals. But, yeah, NIL is a thing in Ohio, high school athletics. Over to you, Scotty D.
Well, over the weekend, it was announced that Chris Paul would be retiring at the end of this season.
Again? No,
I was very surprised to find out that Chris Paul was still on an NBA roster. Guess I got to start watching basketball again. Be Live, over to you.
Yeah, there's some things going on over there in the NBA that I won't find out until February or March because I'm not there yet.
Other than Draymond got called Angel Reese. That was a good one.
Yep.
And got showed up by Wemby.
Yeah.
Now, if I was on my P's and Q's today and I was able to think quickly on my feet, I would have switched my pepper points because it would have been a better segue. My second pepper point aligns directly with Scotty D's first pepper point when he mentioned Russell Wilson with the helmet on coming out for the coin toss. Because when it comes to Eddie Cool to our beloved Carolina Panthers and the coin toss, when the Carolina Panthers win the coin toss at the beginning of the game, they are 6-0 this year. When they lose the coin toss at the beginning of the game, they are 0-5.
Ain't that something?
I didn't research it to see if it was factually true, but it's on the internet, so it must be true.
That's true. Yeah,
that's true.
So, Panthers, let's continue to win coin tosses, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, see that if that continues to work out. Yeah. 6-0.
Got my eye on it tonight. Got my eye on it.
Let's go. Coin toss. Panthers, 6-0. Let's make it 7-0. Eddie Cool, the ball.
Real quick, there was a graphic out a while back about Jennifer Lopez's marital status.
Oh, shit.
Ohio. I love it. Ohio State winning the national championship and the Panthers going to the Super Bowl. So hopefully, if it's what I'm thinking, I'm okay for it. So I won't be cheering for Ohio State, but it'd be nice if y'all, what they did when they did what they did when
they won it last year. That's what that's the stat that goes on with because they won it back in 2003 as well. They won it in 2014.
Yeah.
And those are the years that we subsequently went to the Super Bowl.
And J-Lo can't keep no husband. That's neither here nor there. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about sports again. All right. Real quick, y'all. This is not sports related, but it could involve the sport of fighting, put them things on somebody. All right. I'm gonna give y'all
Jake
a quick.
Paul.
Oh no, watch out now. All right, I'm gonna tell you some things not to do during the Thanksgiving holidays. Number 1, put raisins in a potato salad. Number 2, no experimenting with side dishes. All right. If you don't, I'm gonna cook this. No. It's been the same way for the past 25 years. Don't go in there and F it up. All right. Number 3, no weird acting guests. They're like they're too scared to sit down on the couch or don't speak to nobody because that's a good way to get 8-6 out of the damn house. All right. Number 4, no awkward conversations like, why you not married? And when you having kids? And you put on some weight. Oh, you lost some weight. That's a good way to get them ears boxed. All right. Number 5, no coming to the function if empty-handed. Bring something or at least ask to bring something. I don't care if you bring aluminum foil, paper cups, or a bag of ice, all right? Because those are the type of people, empty-handed jokers, they're always toting off plates. That's a good way to get you 8-6 out the function too. And number 6, don't overstay your welcome because it's been a long day. And ladies and gentlemen, my name is Eddie Cool, and those are 6 things not to do on the Thanksgiving holiday. You'll think before it. Scotty D, over to you.
Yeah, don't overstay. The Cowboys are on. All right. So
making all that noise.
Yeah, don't make any noise. Wait till I start throwing things around the living room. September 9th, 1990, the Bills versus the Colts on NBC was the debut of Chris Collinsworth, who called that game with Jim Donovan, who I do not remember. On Sunday, Collinsworth called his 500th game. Wow. Now, a lot of people criticize Collinsworth. He gets a lot of flack. People don't like him, especially in this area. Everyone thinks he hates the Steelers because he was a Bengal and blah, blah, blah. He gets a lot of flack. And I tell you, to be on the air that long and to be that steady, he joins a list very short with Al Michaels, Jim Nance, Don Criqui, Kevin Harlan, Charlie Jones, and Pat Summerall. That's a short list of people who've called 500 NFL games. So I just think, congratulations, got to give the man credit where it's due. B-Live, take us home.
For my third and final pepper point, y'all know how I do things. And I like to indoctrinate it into what I like to call what happened. The rumors are already starting to circulate. Scotty D, I'm going to go ahead and apologize to you ahead of time because this is going to directly affect you and your fandom. But the rumors are circulating.
Jerry Jones has a toupee?
No.
Okay.
We talked about the Cowboys. Did we talk about the Lakers?
No, we didn't talk about the other two. No.
But NBA, Stephen A, LeBron. There you go. All right.
Lakers.
But now to cover the trifecta. But we have to start here, where an anonymous Pirates teammate has commented and said that Paul Skeens is hoping to be traded to the New York Yankees.
Surprise, surprise.
No, that's not what he said.
I don't care. Because that's not even really the story. That's just something I want to point out there. The story is that if Paul Skeens wants to be traded to the Yankees may be slightly reluctant to pay him. It has been quoted and stated by the Yankees owner, Hal Steinbrenner, that he wants to spend less money. He'd prefer that his payroll number of $319 million, let me say that better, my throat's a little dry, $319 million that the Yankees spent just to be bounced out of the playoffs by Toronto. Hal Steinbrenner said he would hope and prefer that he didn't spend that much money coming into 2026. Would it be ideal if I went down with the payroll? Of course. But does that mean that's going to happen? Of course not. We want to field a team we know could win a championship or we believe could win a championship. But at the end of the day, Hal Steinbrenner is like, I'm tired of spending all this money and us not winning. And this makes 16 years since the Yankees have fielded a championship team. Schemes, you may have to go somewhere else to get your money, my dude. You may have to choose somewhere besides.
Yeah, he also says, but if there's a can't miss deal, we gonna do it. He can't help himself. They can't help themselves.
You know when he said
he said this years ago, and then I think they signed Stanton right after that or something. So, yeah,
no, he said that. You know what he did when he said if there's a can't miss deal, he just you can't see it, but this is the door, and the door is open. You can't see it, but I just Anyways, you get the hell out of me.
I think the Pirates are trying to work a deal with Skeens in exchange. We get the Statue of Liberty here in Pittsburgh. I think that was they were trying for.
Noted.
In other news, the New York Yankees get Paul Skeens in exchange the Statue of Liberty. Going to put it right on the other side of the Mahanga. What's it called, Scott? The
Monongah. Yeah,
wow.
I have not been drinking. I promise. I have not been drinking.
We've just gotten all these words and names wrong today.
You guys are lucky to have me.
Of course we are.
And in closing.
Yep. Hey, first of all, y'all, happy Thanksgiving. Y'all take care of each other and be nice. And that list I came up with, It's going to save you some time, trouble, and possibly your life. And then closing, do something nice for yourself. And if you can do something nice for someone else, they're greatly appreciated now more than ever. Be a blessing, not a burden. As the camera backs away from me, this is your favorite sports podcast, none other than the Sports Bros Podcast. Be live, take us to the house.
Yes, sir.
I'm thankful for the Sports Bros podcast.
Greens, beans, tomatoes, potatoes. You name
Chicken, turkey,
it.
you name it. Guess I'm gonna have to make some chicken ball for Thanksgiving. I don't know. I gotta figure something out, but it is what it is. Hey, y'all take care. Love y'all. Bye. Happy Thanksgiving. Be safe during the holidays. Don't deal with them. Plain and simple.
Adorable.